Hmm. What if it did like a spit take? That would, well, that would be a terrible idea. Hmm. I had an interesting conversation with a visiting friend a few weeks ago. It was a few weeks ago. It seems like it was 6 months ago, but it was probably just a couple weeks. The My concept of time. I've talked about this um, before, and I think it has to do with the fact that I'm fortunate enough to um, work for myself. So, oh, I just got a text message from a lady. It's Mrs. Sully. She's coming home tomorrow, that's good because that's where she lives. So I'm just gonna send her a quick little message, and I'm just gonna go sweet action. That's how it goes down. Mrs. Sully is a figure skating coach, and there is a competition happening in San Jose, California. So she is in San Jose, California, but apparently not for very much longer because she's checked in for her flight. Um, so that's good. Tomorrow, um, going back to my concept of time, um, I do know that she's coming back tomorrow, which is that's good. It's good for me to know these things. Um, yeah, I have a real loose grasp on like when things are gonna happen. Um, I think maybe it's. I think I think I've kind of got to the point with my brain. It's an adversarial relationship. He's a real dick. Um, where I kind of maybe I compartmentalize things in a I need to remember this, or this is like I need to deal with this. This is an important piece of information I need to deal with now, retain now, or not, and we'll deal with it when the time comes. Um, so, uh, I remember. Yeah, I'm just real loose on like when is this happening? When do I have to do that? When is okay? So I should have been thinking about this a few weeks ago. Mm, okay, but I still have time. You have time, not much time, but you have time. Okay, um, that's kind of what this last week was like because we have a build camp kind of thing coming starting on Monday. That is a day. I've heard of Monday. Um, and so I haven't done classes in years for a few reasons. And even when I was doing them on a more regular basis, getting ready for them required a whole lot of preparation. H. No, just preparation, getting ready, that sort of thing. And usually I would work with two people. This is back in the garage, and it was a fair amount of preparation work. The classes are always a ton of. There's a lot of things that need to be done in a very short amount of time. It's like the song: we got a long way to go and a short time to get there. Um, but at the end, we end the time with a completed thing, smiles all around, and that's really what we're looking for. Um, so this past week has been a lot of getting ready for things. We're doing classes different now. In that we can have more people because we get more space, and we're still keeping it the same amount of time, but we're incorporating the robot into certain things. And I've talked about this at numerous times, that there's a part of me that's like finding this, what I seem to think of as kind of like a balance between, like, we got a lot to do in a short amount of time. Let's have you do a lot of hands-on work, but let's let the machine do some things too. And there's a part of me that was like, not like, is that cheating, but am I depriving someone of something? I know just from my own experience from doing these, that I've learned to, like, recognize when someone is kind of done with a task, or if something isn't quite going as smoothly as we wanted to, after, kind of doing some correction, maybe. I don't know. So, I can one thing that there are certain tasks that I kind of joke, like, you can see someone, or like, this is like a multiple mood swing task. Something for like a strat style kind of thing, like doing a belly carve, especially doing like a forearm carve. May not seem like a lot, but when you're roughing this thing in with hand tools, and then kind of smoothing it out, or kind of balancing it all out, you can see the stages. It's like the was it like the 5 stages of grief or something like that. It's the same. It's a very similar thing. So what I would like to do is kind of minimize some of those multiple mood swing tasks into maybe no mood swing. So I can use like the belly carve and like a forearm drop as an example. Those are things that we can have the machine do, and then you're going to sand it out, you're going to blend it in, you're going to do all that stuff. So like, you're still going to be doing plenty. Why am I? And like, I don't really need to go in. This is like stuff that I'll be telling the guys on Monday. But anyway, it's interesting. So I was making template sets for the individual builds, because they're all very, very different guitars. And came up with a new 6-in-line class headstock shape and a new 3/3 headstock shape. But the nice thing is that, so with this, with incorporating, the robot into some of the steps, we can have a little bit more of a wide variety, a little wider variety of what we can do. I mean, we're still, like, this class is still like, we're still making like bolt-ons. We're not doing binding, but one of the necks is like a Fender style construction where it doesn't have a tilt back head. That will require more. This is also, I should just like have the guys watch this on Sunday night, which is tomorrow. Yes. Like a Fender style headstock, that is a multi-step process, at least the way that we make them. So there's, a few different templates that we have to use. It's going to have to go back on the machine, all this stuff. All of that to say, we're doing these things again. And I think I would like to do another one in November, because I think that gives people like enough time to, make arrangements. gives me enough time to maybe get ready. Of course, I will be doing the getting ready like a week or so beforehand. Well, but maybe not, because like I've got some templates made already. But anyway, whatever. Um, so yeah, so that's gonna be good. And it's a class. We're gonna have a good time. I always kind of looked at these things more like kind of like a fantasy camp kind of thing. Because like, I'm not telling people to like, oh, get your textbooks out and write this down, and there's not like visual aids and stuff. It's my scatteredness. So good luck. This worked out fine, but one thing, because there's not really a lot of time to take notes because we're doing the thing. Um, but I know some people have over the years, and I remember one person. She like did it all, like she had all of her notes like at the end of each day. Um, she like put them on her iPad and had this kind of like not quite presentation, but like it was like a thing. I'm like, oh, for you, that's pretty cool. So we're gonna do these things again. Um, if you're interested in doing one of these things, you can join the mailing list on the website. If you're on the mailing list already, we'll send some sort of thing out in the relatively near future. I do want to do one in November. Like, so Chris, you're here because you've said good morning to everyone, and that's nice. Hank, let's go. Hey, Jeff, how are you? Mr. Decker, how are you? Joe, good morning to you. Casey, aloha. Hi. So my brain is thinking like somewhere in the first half of November, whatever those weeks turn out to be, like a Monday through maybe a Saturday, half Saturday. And hey, Mark, how are you? So, Chris, if that's something that you think that you've got the time, we've got the beer. Hit me up and we'll figure out some dates, because much like how I say deposits make things happen, interested parties help me figure out class dates, because like I can go and figure out class dates, and I have in the past, only to realize sometimes those dates don't work for some people, and then it's like, okay, what works for you? I am open to doing like the one-on-one classes, like I used to. And the one-on-one classes, we get to do a little bit more. It's a little we can be a little bit more in depth with stuff, because it's not quite as much plate spinning for me. But yeah. I don't know what this is, but that's what I'm doing right now. So yes, all of last week, this week, yes, was getting ready for the class. I do have to go to the shop. I gotta do just a couple little teeny tiny bit more templatey things. Although I could do that tomorrow. I have to do. There's some CAD work that I have to do today for class stuff, which really isn't going to take me too long. So that's good. And like, oh my God, yesterday, Adam and we like angry cleaned the shop. Like I was like vacuuming walls, and we were getting at it, because like the thing is it's gonna be really really hot this coming week. It's like it's 9900s every day, and that is customary for this part of the country. And it's such, like yesterday, oh my God, like yesterday, it was just like high 80s. I don't know what happened. Um, and there was a breeze. Oh my God, it was lovely. It was a great day to be able to like clean the shop out. Holy crap. It was such a gift. And today, like I went outside to water the plants. And I'm like, oh my God, it's nice. And like, my shoulders always just go, oh, oh, this is good. I like this. However, that's going to go away on Monday. It's going to be fucking hot. And so I'm concerned for, everybody, because the workshop portion of the facility is not air conditioned. We've got big fans and stuff like that, but I mean, it's going to be blowing hot air. But we have two offices in the shop. One is like a break room. The other one is kind of like an administrative setup, wiring, some light assembly stuff. And so I thought, some of the stuff that doesn't require, some of the tasks that don't require, if we can move some things inside, let's move some things inside. Give people a break, for God's sakes. So yeah, we were kind of like pulling everything out of, well, Adam did that. I was working on other stuff, but we kind of like pulled everything. Do you want to hear about this? Anyway, but yeah, so it was a lot of cleaning. Oh my God, so needed. And we got the place really nice, and I had to cut some things up and do some stuff after it was done. And I felt so terrible because like, I'm just a hurricane. I'm a mess. I'm a messy person. And it's not intentional. But I do get real scattered, and I'm sure you've seen no evidence of this, whatsoever. But yeah, like I do the thing, and then I'm like, okay, now I got to go and take, but then the little bits and pieces are still over there. And, I'm sure it makes Adam want to stab me in the eyes. Thankfully he's only done it once. And he hasn't. But I think the closest thing he's come to that was one morning. I was real edgy and real spicy, real stressed out, and I forgot and it was just a minor problem, and I just kind of blew up. Maybe I did. I know I said something that was just a little over the top of just kind of commenting on my own stress level. It wasn't like you rah, rah, rah. It wasn't anything like that. I don't do that. And so I'm kind of like, I'm just making this really stressed out statement. I'm just like, I'm just gonna fight. And Adam looks at me and he's like, I think maybe you might be being a little dramatic right now. Just like that. And I was like, it was done. I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. I forget my point. Oh, that's the closest he's come to ever stabbing me in the eyes, as far as I know. But anyway, I don't think he would do that. Yeah. So where was I going with that? I don't remember. But we're gonna have a good time. And that's always nice. Who doesn't like a good time? Jerks. Oh, dude. All right. Well, we're gonna, we'll figure this out. I think like this, like the first like full week of November. That's what this is. It's not a tappy pull. It's the first full week of November. So like, I mean, I don't know, whatever that first kind of full week, maybe like the 8th-ish seems, something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. That would be good. Dude, isn't it nice? Isn't it nice? Isn't it nice? It's nice. Why can't we have nice things? Oh, because we live in a hellscape called the Southwest. except for New Mexico. New Mexico is the land of enchantment, and I know that because that's what it says on the commercials and on the license plates. I always have great hair in New Mexico, and so that's cool. I like to go to places where I can have, great hair. Oh, well, that's nice. Thank you. I will do my best to keep it up. Sometimes I love what I do, and sometimes I really don't. But overall, I do remind myself that whatever difficulty I'm facing at this moment is a problem I would have killed for years ago. AutoCAD or SolidWorks? What if I said neither? I'm almost out of coffee. This is one of my weekend coffee cups. This is the Louvre Museum. And a little riding on the metro. Yeah, this is the weekend coffee mug. Why is it not a weekday coffee mug? I don't know. It just feels like a weekender kind of thing. Kind of like a coffee cup. Yeah, I seem real relaxed. Let's see. This is the key here. This is one of the keys for life in general. Hydration. Now, Hank he attended a class, and I think he can attest to my commitment to hydration, because I like to think that I was always pushing water on people. Dude, it does. It does. It really, 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 really does. Yes, we're about 45 to 50 minutes north of the city. Good morning. Oh, I was kind of talking about that. He came to visit, and damn it, I forgot where I was going with. I had a really nice. He and I don't chat enough. I think. He's a busy guy. I'm a busy person. We're all busy. But yeah, he was in town. It was another weekend where the sun wasn't trying to kill us, which was doesn't happen very often, especially in this time of the year. And it was great, dude. We had a great time. Lot of chat. Like, he wants me to get the YouTube channel going again, and like I have some ideas for it, and I'm open to it. Like, I thought it would be fun if you see all these React videos. I thought it would be fun if I took the Sully's Guitar Garage videos, which you can't see most of them anymore because I've locked them up, or set them to private. I mean, they're but I think it would be kind of an interesting idea if I kind of reacted to what I was doing and see, like, would I still do it that way, or would I still be like, nah, I don't really do it that way anymore, or what? Nobody knows. I think that would be fun to do. Yeah, that was an idea that I've had kicking around in my head for, I don't know, at least 6 months. But I haven't really had time. I haven't made time to do that sort of thing because it's just like, do I have the capacity to do? I mean, I'm sure I could do it if I wanted to make the time for it. So that's the answer. But yeah, it was great. Yeah, that's a no. That's not for me. I can't with it. We'll get there during the day, but yeah, I can't. And like, I know that people say, oh man, it's humid here. To me, it's, I mean, it can be, but like in the shop, it's like, I don't know, it's pretty dry. And so, we can, it's a dry heat. And yes, that is true. And, I remember, being up in the 90s in Chicago, where it is more humid than it is in the Dallas area. I know as you go further south in Texas, it gets more humid, but and it gets, it's humid. Who cares? But like, 100 here to me wasn't as bad as like the 90s, like up there, because it's just, whoa. Anyway, cool story. See, there it is. That's yeah. It's still hot. The next batch of conspiracy series guitars. Do you like that transition? The next batch of conspiracy series guitars is open to the public. People like you. Nice people like you that want a nice guitar that don't really want to spend a whole bunch of money on a custom. Because let's face it, they're expensive. Customs are expensive. We did an increase this year. It's really the first price increase that I've done. And I don't really care for it. Well, why don't you undo it? Because it's not that simple. I just had, anyway. So the conspiracy series are action-packed instruments at, well, way less than half the price of a custom. Yeah. Hot is hot. Yep. Feels worse than down. Yeah, it does. But I think you're kind of near Austin, right? I think that's more humid than Dallas. I remember the Guitar Garage paint booth. Yeah, I gotta say, before I made the paint booth, I would get. I guess I could save this for a video, but like, who cares? I don't know that I'm really. I mean, I would like to be able to get around to doing that, but like, as I go on more in life with all these things that I would like to do, one time Mrs. Sully just said, "You need a handler," and I really do. But needing and being able to compensate a handler for being able to handle all of this, I don't think there's any kind of budget that I will be able to find for that sort of thing for that poor person. I used to get the plastic tarps, and I would thumbtack them, just kind of get them in place around, like in the ceiling, like in like a circle, and they would overlap each other. And it worked really, really, really well. I think, it was a little bit more involved than just that, but basically that was it. And so I would have this overlapping curtain, this little, kind of area, and I would spray in the garage, and that did a better job of keeping the mosquitoes and stuff that would invariably get into the garage out of the clear coat. And because I remember once I built the paint booth, it was cool. But once I built it, I was painting a clear coating a white guitar, and I was in a Tyvek suit. I was all Heisenberged up. I had like my mask on, and like the Tyvek over this, and just like this, and my glasses, and last couple of passes of clear, I see like, I think they're called a tipple or a mayfly or whatever. It's like a mosquito with really long legs and a little bit larger. And I see, like, as I'm spraying this, it's going like, and it gets stuck into the, it got in the path between the guitar and like the spray gun, and it went, and the poor thing. And then, well, shit. And I remember, I mean, it's hot. I'm raining inside this suit. It's hot. Uh, it's nighttime. I just want to go to bed. I wasn't doing this full time. It's like all I wanted to do, like my plan was, get home from work, just spray this thing, take a shower, whatever. And so, like this little guy that's now in the clear coat, it was, the reason that we couldn't have nice things. And so I remember, um, I took tweezers, and the guitar is wet and it's white, and it's like I can't really touch it. And I get tweezers, and I'm just like trying to like grab something of this insect to try and free it from the clear, so I can like minimize what I will have to sand out, because like no way I'm gonna get the whole thing. And it was just ugh, ugh. One of the many reasons I don't paint here anymore. There are a few really good ones, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot, and at some times. Other times I really didn't. But it was also just like way too hot here for way too long of the year to be able to do it in a manner that was gonna get the results I wanted on a consistent basis. And it's mostly just, it's just too hot. And, there's only so many additives that you can put into clear coat to make it flow out and not cure right away, and give it time to flash off and the bubbles to escape. And, I don't miss it. Anyway, you just say, it's like the overlapping circle. Nice. America Industries. Yes. When I used to spray 2-part polycoats, I was always shocked at how much stuff is in the air, and it all had to. Yes, that's true. Rubbing compound was my best friend. Yeah. And that was another thing. When I would get into the paint process, I have to wait until I'd have a few guitars, and then I would just clean out the entire garage, vacuuming walls, all this stuff, and let it sit, kind of clean, and then let it sit for like a day or two, not working in there, so like everything kind of settle. And I would take my a bottle of, like a spray bottle of just water, and just kind of just mist the ground or whatever, like around, to kind of keep things from going up. And yeah, one of the things, and this is something that someone told me a bajillion years ago, is one of the things that you learn about one of the lessons learned when you are learning how to paint, guitars or cars, is the value in paying a professional to do it. And I do see this in class, and this is fine. And I tell them this too. Some people will like, I think I just want to maybe do a stain and oil, and like, totally cool. Some people are like, I'm gonna get some. I get the stuff from StuMac, and I'm just gonna spray it all, and it's gonna be great. I'm like, all right, right on. But I will offer this: before you make that decision, look back at this time that you've spent here, all of the work that you put into making this thing into existence. Would you want it to look its best? And the answer is always yes. Then, while purchasing 12 to 15 spray cans, and maybe somebody's got a buffer at home, maybe somebody's got some of this stuff, well, while the cost of the materials may be a little less, I can connect you with a really good painter that's going to make the thing look its best. And then you'll get it put together, and then it's like, oh, That's a thing. Anyway. Good question. There's a few reasons. The overall reason is that doing those videos wasn't in line with what my focus became. When I did those videos, they were never really intended to be like, here's how you do this. It was always coming from the standpoint of, this is what I'm working on. And if you are finding yourself in a similar boat, or, wanting to do this, here are some things you could think about, and ways to approach it. The other aspect of it was like, I just wanted to have like a silly TV show. Do you ever see like, how Jennifer Garner has like a, on her Instagram, people are like, no. She does like fake cooking shows on her Instagram. If you haven't seen any of them, you've got to, they're fun as hell. And so she does these pretend cooking shows. She really loves cooking, and so she does these things. And it was all, I see this and I'm like, oh yeah, that's kind of where I was coming from. It got to the point where I, over the time that I did those videos, which I want to say it was a time span of about 6 years, not regularly. But I think I did like the first few in like 2007, maybe 2008. It could even be 2009. It's like, we talked about my concept of time earlier. But I know that I did my last one in October of 2014. Maybe not October, but in late 2014, it was like just before or just after I started doing this full time. I think just before. And it was called How I Logo Headstocks. That one I think is still available, because it's just got, I've got a GoPro strapped to my chest, and I had 5 necks that needed logos. And at the time, the way that I was doing them is that I had masks, and I would, they would be painted. So here's the process. And, I'd spray them and, pull the masks and clear coat them and blah, 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 blah. But it was no conversation or any of that. It was just, here it is. I think that the easy answer is, I wasn't reaching the right audience for what I wanted to do, I think is the best way I can explain it. And quite frankly, the other aspect of it is like, it's a lot of work, and, and a lot of work went into it. The juice wasn't worth the squeeze, so to speak. And, so I stopped. Yeah. Yeah. Because by that, as it progressed, my focus really wasn't doing like repairs or any of that stuff and refinishing. It was really building the Sully Guitars brand into what I wanted it to become, which is, I'm a few steps along that way. I don't know that I will ever be fortunate enough to see it to where I would like it to be. That's okay, I think. I mean, that's a whole other conversation, I think. But yeah, that's the idea. Greg, man, how are you? How you doing? Are you even still watching? Nobody knows. Dave. Professional paint kicks ass. Yeah, it's professional. Good morning. That's right around the time you gave middle finger to the khakis. Yeah, I went full-time October 1st of 2014. Ooh, it's kind of coming right up around the corner. It's the very reason I have, I don't want to do it unless it's worth watching. How to concentrate on multiple things at the same time. It is. It is. And I think, I mean, it's funny. I look back and like, I know that some of those videos were 15 years ago. That blows my fucking mind. And also to know that I stopped doing them in any real sense 10 years ago is, again, blows what's left of my fucking mind. It's interesting to see how YouTube has progressed in such time. Because let's face it, I was fortunate enough to be able to build a pretty decent sized following for a guy that, I think, oh my God, it might be in here. It probably isn't, so this won't pay off. But what if it is? What if it is? What if it is? I don't think it is. It is. I shot the videos with this. And this was like the upgrade. I had another Canon PowerShot that wasn't quite as nice. This one was HD. This was a gift from my dad. It's 12.1 megapixel. And it had a big display screen. Yeah, I didn't think so. And a lot of times, like the early ones, I'd be like, hey, how's it going? I'm working on something. You want to see? This is what we're doing. Okay, hey guys, all right, cool. And so here you see, we've got a neck and we're going to put some frets in. Okay, I'm going to go and put some frets in. And then I'd set it on like a drill press. And then I'm, you can't do that. You can't do that now. I mean, and I wouldn't, but like I'd be okay in my brain kind of putting this on a tripod and recording it. But things have advanced, and the production of these things have advanced to such a point where like nobody's going to watch that. And it's fine. Things move forward. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Because when it was one thing when that Brian and I were talking about Chef B when he was here, talking about thumbnails and just all this stuff, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding? Like it's just a lot, but that's how it's become, and it's not a judgment, but it's more of like, I don't know that I have the commitment to do. I don't know if I can make the commitment to do that again. I don't know that I don't. But at the time when I was doing those videos, like I was answering all of the questions and stuff, and it's like, I'm not really like, why am I mean, it's cool to do it. And it's nice to, share and build a community and all that stuff. But yeah, the juice wasn't worth the squeeze in the end. So anyway, oh, I'm an idiot. You're a very nice person. Oh, Jesus. Wow. 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 That's some perspective. That's kind of nuts. That's cool. I appreciate it. Brett, full stage lighting. Look at this. Too many other things to learn. Yeah, I can relate to that. I learned years ago, maybe 20 now, I don't know, when I was getting into learning how to use Photoshop, and I get all these tutorials and stuff, and I can learn what I need to learn to do what I need to accomplish. I don't have the mental capacity for deep dives into stuff. I'm very impressed with people that can get some new software, regardless what it is, and then just fucking just delve into it and just master the thing. And I'm just like, I don't know how you do it. Because I'm envious of that sort of ability. I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends. I tried to figure out this guitar stuff a little bit. I think maybe I'm still at the point where I know. No, that's not true. Like I know how to do what I need to do, and that's it. That's not necessarily true, but I'm not out looking to. I've been asked from time to time, would I be interested in making an 8-string or like a 6-string bass or a 5-string bass? And like a 5-string bass and an 8-string, those are two very different things. And like, I think a 5-string bass is probably, or even when I say an 8, like a multi-scale or like, all this stuff. And I'm like, do I really want to figure that out right now? No, not really. Ooh, okay. We've got fun morning here. Anyway, Catfish coming in with the phrase that pays. There's only so many ends to a candle. Jane, get me off of this crazy thing called love. Anyway, was this party for? Yeah, yeah, Mrs. Sully's great. And there, I remember very early on when we started dating in January of 2003, and we were both working part-time at this Starbucks, and I remember she was talking. Maybe she was talking on the phone, or she was talking to somebody, or she was kind of explaining what my deal was. And I remember she said that, he works here, but he's really a guitar builder. And I'm like, wait, what? Oh, huh. What is it? Oh, and when we got this house, when we moved in 2006, which just time, guys, fuck. And I started, a buddy of mine came over and we made a workbench, and that was the first time I had ever like made a fixture or like, I understand what I do for a living. I like, this was lumber. But like, I'm not a woodworker. I didn't have any kind of real, pre-existing knowledge on how to do this stuff. But I just started doing it. I bought a few books. Actually, this is the first one I got. I still have this. Catfish. When we were living together, there was a Borders bookstore. Maybe not Borders. That's probably Barnes & Noble. Whatever. And I bought this book, The Player's Guide to Guitar Maintenance, an easy-to-use, practical manual that will help you uncover your guitar's true potential, no matter what your level of technical knowledge. Follow the clear guides inside and get the most from your electric guitar. By Dave Burlock. This one. Classic movie line. Oh, I know I quoted something, but now I don't remember what I said. But so now you'll have to tell me, because then maybe we'll do another movie line. So this, this thing was super helpful. It's just got, here's a Strat, here's a Epiphone, here's a, it's electric guitar style, tools and techniques, strings, net, just stuff. And I learned a lot about setting things up from here. How to set up trems and just, It's a good book. Some wiring references. So thanks to Dave Burlock. I wonder if Dave Burlock is still around. He probably is. Dave Burlock is the reviews editor of the Guitar Magazine in the UK and is one of the most experienced guitar journalists in the world. He's also a contributor to respected books such as The Electric Guitar. Oh, have you read that? It's amazing. I don't want to spoil the end for you, but Bigsby gets murdered. It's great. Not like Paul, but it's like I'm trying to make a joke about it as a murder mystery. Classic guitars of the 50s, not for me, and Rock Hardware. I think that's a good porno name. So we had that one, and then this is my second copy of this book because I the first one I bought, I gave it away when this one came out, and Dan's got you. And it was really just reading those books and working on my own stuff. And I mean, shit, Catfish had a couple of, he had a couple of guitars when we were teenagers and into our 20s that he'd be like, you want to paint this like a cow skin? Yeah, I do. Of course I can. Of course I can do that. Why wouldn't I be able to do that in your parents' basement while they're on vacation? We painted this thing. We filmed it. I feel like I've told this story semi recently. This was back in the time when the tapes for your camcorder. That's a finite resource. And yeah, you may have recorded 2 hours of you and your friend being an idiot. But the world premiere video of Dr. Feelgood's coming out, and I got to record, whatever, you tape over stuff. So there are little bits and pieces of it, and I did splice it into the Sully's Guitar Garage opening credits. So, as you see, I remember the cow guitar wiring video. Yep, that was it. But there are little bits and pieces of that video that are spliced in. But anyway, reading You Had It Easy. I had to get beaten by Platzer on a daily basis. Well, okay, but at least you got to. So sure, I could see Greg doing that, but you at least had a couple of seconds of being able to laugh when he had to climb on the ladder to beat you. Greg's a very tall person. Swapped out the 19s. Oh, 10s. I love Floyds. I hate Floyds. One of the things that's easiest to do is with your Floyd, like if you can get like a little block of wood or something, and like I know some people use a pencil eraser, use a 9-volt battery that you wrap in electrical tape. Get something underneath the what the hell are those things called? The saddle screws. Yeah. To kind of keep it flat, tune accordingly. Makes it a little bit easier. Tens. Okay. What was for late? Toast. I didn't even. I need more coffee. Not beaten. This is classic Greg. Improved. Like it. Bye, Fishy. 9-volt was my go-to. I had this thing called a tremolock. And FU Tone has their version of it. It was something that was in the 90s. It was like a nylon, kind of like L-shaped thing with padding underneath it. And you slide that under there and it would kind of keep your stuff level. FU Tone has a version of that. That's pretty good. We're going to end in just under 5 minutes. Let's see. Post-it pad. There we go. See, Greg's great. There you go. There's a slant in the cavity. Couldn't figure out how to block. That sounds like a lot of paint. Slant in the cavity. Couldn't figure out how to block it. I don't know. Conspiracy series, Run 7. Pre-orders are happening now. I hope to close those pre-orders pretty soon. Because the sooner we get this thing submitted, the sooner guitars get here. We made some changes. To how we're going to be. We're trying out some new things, and I'm looking to do smaller, more focused runs. Which we started last year, but like this one, it's only 3 instruments. This is the color. Like there's not like, oh, can I get it in red? More on that later. If Kyle's watching, I can't say anymore because, yes. I think the guitars that we're doing right now in this batch, we've got a Stardust Deluxe, we've got a 624T, and a Raven bass. All of these things are inspired from specific guitars that I've made in the past. Yeah. So I'm stoked about that. Bye, Greg. I hope you have a good rest of your weekend. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I'm starting to think about what the next batch is going to be. I think I'm going to do my best to try and announce that in Q4. Look at me using professional. And I really like whenever I have like exciting news, I really just want to blab it because I'm excited about it, and it's like these are things that I want to do like right now. And it doesn't really always work that way because like when I can like say this is what we're going to do right now, we're not really ready to start it right now. So shut up. All right. But I'm very excited. What else? I think that's it. I've got some CAD work to do, so I'm going to do that. Looking forward to our build class / camp. To me, it's more like a camp. I don't know. It's fun. I mean, like we're not like sleeping in tents, but it will be intense. God, I should have just saved that for like the going out and because this is going to end in like a minute and 30 seconds. 27, 26. Yeah, that's all I got. I am going to get on with my day. I have like the first parts guitar, like when we were cleaning out the shop, like the very first guitar I did. Here, I'll show you real quick because I don't think I ever intonated this. But this is the first parts guitar that I ever made. The 624 body shape was taken from, I ran a router around this body to make a template. It has a Sully neck plate. That's the old logo. This is made by my buddy Kieran. I think there are 6 of those neck plates. Hi, my name is, and then the JCF, Jackson Charbel Forum. Can't you just get the whole thing in the shot? No, I can't. It's got a Jackson PC3 Phil Collin neck. Perfect. Lovely instrument. This is probably the original strings from 23 years ago. I don't know. Maybe. But that's fun. So, yeah, good times. 3, 2,